Gentlemen, ladies, we did it. We did it. We won a game. We won a game at home in the playoffs. We're in the AFC Championship. Sam, Jackson, it's good to have you guys. Sam, definitely good to have you back. How you guys feeling right now?
I'm excited.
Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped up. I was very excited.
All right. If you guys haven't already heard, Chiefs did win. It was 31-13, of course. You know, Chiefs somehow pulled out the victory. What were you guys' thoughts on this game? Jackson, we'll start off with you.
Well, I mean, we came out of the gate and grabbed them by the throat and choked them, basically. We got 14 up before they could even really say anything. And then from there, we kind of just held our own. I thought after the block punt, we might be in a lot of trouble. But, the Colts made some uncharacteristic mistakes that really helped us out tonight. Vinatieri missing an extra point in a close field goal. Colts jumped off sides a lot, so that helped. But I thought we played well. Offensively, we should have played better in the second half, but it is what it is. But overall, I think you can't really ask for much more at this, in this part of the season. I think that the Chiefs played a really good game.
Sam?
Yeah, overall, I mean, the Colts could have capitalized on a few possessions like those field goals, but we were just I'm just going to put it the way it is. If we play like that, I think we are unbeatable. And against the Colts, I think we're unbeatable. I mean, the weather conditions, we were still able to have a great offensive showing. And overall, our defense was good, our offense was good. Our special teams lacked a little bit on that punt, but usually that's not going to happen. But overall, we were just very well rounded. It's one of the best games I've seen from the Chiefs this whole year, and I was really excited. I'm really excited for next week's game.
Yeah, I was out with the family watching the game. It was fun to watch, but like when they blocked that punt, I was like, here we go again. It's gonna go in the other way. And whenever Sammy Watkins fumbled the ball in the third quarter, the Colts definitely had the chances. I will say that.
Yeah.
But they didn't take advantage of those. So then, like Jackson said, we really didn't show out that much in the second half. I did think we did chew a lot of clock. Something I do want to say is Andy Reid played to win. He did not play conservative at all.
I totally agree, and that's why we won.
2 or 3. How many? We went for 3 4 downs, and we converted 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Last year in the playoffs, Andy Reid would have not done that.
Probably not.
Also, technically, our defense only allowed 6 points.
Yeah.
The Chiefs' defense, who Bob Sutton leads, only allowed 6 points. I'm going to ask you this. Is he still fired?
I mean, no. I don't think he'll be fired.
Sam?
I didn't think he was going to be fired at all.
But you wanted him out.
Yeah, I do want him out.
Do you still want him out?
Yeah, I do, because one game doesn't change everything.
But he did perform in the playoffs.
I mean, his players did.
All right. Sam, what do you want him gone?
It kind of depends. I mean, if our defense plays like that every week, no, I don't. But if he's making our defense better, like for example, I feel like Greg Williams is better than him. So personally, I would like to see him gone because I don't think that it overall was his will. It's not like he strip sacked Andrew Luck. It's not like he was, out there like Charvarius Ward had an amazing game. It's not like he was out there suiting up. I think it was more the players than it was Bob Sutton. So I personally would still, I still hope he's gone after the season.
All right, so we all agree because I totally agree with you guys. I was just making sure none of you guys thought one game would change it. Chiefs win, no matter what. They're at home facing who? Who do you want the Chiefs to play? Sam, we're going to start with you.
All right, I'm going to go with honestly, lots of it comes down to tomorrow's game because it kind of depends on how
Who do you want to play? The Chargers or Patriots, okay?
It's kind of hard at this point, but from what I've seen from the regular season, I'm going to say the Patriots because they've kind of been going downhill. But at the same time, if they perform well tomorrow, they could be back to old Patriots. But from what I've seen, I'm going to say I want to play the Patriots. And I think I just want revenge on them, to be honest.
Is your mic like unplugged or plugged in wrong or something? It sounds very fuzzy.
Can you hear better right now?
It's still the same, but I mean, you can figure that out. But Jackson, who do you want to play? Patriots or Chargers?
The Patriots, because the last time Brady played here, he got killed. The NFL's scared to schedule him back here because we're gonna have to go there next year, and it's a bunch of crap.
Okay, before you say that, I told you this yesterday. The NFL did explain why we are playing the Patriots 3 years in a row there. It's because I forget like what the ruling was, but there's a rule for this. I'm pretty sure we will play the Patriots 3 years straight at home, not the next year, but the year after that, unless that happened before. Yeah.
Patriots? No, I think it's just the NFL loves the Patriots.
No, because we're playing them because we're on a first place schedule.
Okay,
we don't have to play them every year. That's not a.
All right.
It's a bunch of crap. So I want them here because last time they were here, Brady looked horrible and it was his worst game ever. And I hate Tom Brady, so bring him here.
All right. Now we're gonna go talking about the Chargers and Patriots game. Jackson, who do you think's gonna win, and who's your X factor? Not who do you want to win. Who do you want to win?
All right. No one's gonna believe me. No one's gonna believe me on this or agree with me on this, but I think the Patriots are gonna kill him. Tom Brady is the luckiest athlete. It just is.
You can also say most unluckiest too in the Super Bowl.
Are you kidding me? He's lucky. Catch. The 28-3 comeback was so much luck involved. Like,
okay, yeah.
Insane. I'm just saying, tuck roll luck. Like a lot of things have lucky happen. And New England doesn't lose home playoff games very often. And Phillip Rivers will make a mistake tomorrow, like he always does. So I'm gonna take the Patriots, probably like 37-20.
All right. I like how you said the Patriots do not lose home playoff games. The last time the Patriots lost a playoff game that wasn't the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure is in 2014 or 15 against the Broncos in the AFC Championship, and that was at Denver.
Yeah.
Also, the Rams did just score. Rams take the lead 12-7. The extra point has not been kicked yet. But Sam, who do you think wins the game?
I actually was kind of leaning towards the Chargers. But I saw, I just changed out my mic. But then I saw the offensive stats, and really, New England is a better team. So I'm going to go with New England. They're at home. And I also kind of want New England to win. But yeah, I'm going to go with New England on this one. And the X factor is just Tom Brady. It's always basically the X factor in my opinion. But I do have the Pats winning. I got 34-28. Actually 34-24.
All right. See, I want to go Patriots, but the Chargers' offense is so good, and I get it's at home and everything. But this game will be an interesting game, I hope. But I'm gonna go Patriots. Screw it, Patriots too. But I think it's actually gonna be a close game. So I think 24-20.
You do realize though that the Patriots have the fourth highest rated defense in the NFL.
I just said 24-20 what?
No, I'm saying you're talking about how the Chargers have a great offense.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not going to happen. And teams go up to Foxborough and forget how to play football often.
Well, I mean, or balls are deflated. But we can talk about that later. We got Eagles and Saints coming up. BDN, Big Blank Nick, big dude Nick. Who do you see winning this game? Sam, we will start off with you.
This is one of the hardest games to pick, in my opinion. But, I was leaning towards picking. I've always considered, who should I pick? But I can't. If I was laying down money on it, I couldn't lay down money against the Saints at home. And so, I'm going with the Saints in this one. I have them winning 28-21.
28-21, so you think it's going to be close?
Yeah, and I think the X factor is going to be basically Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, how they do in the red zone if they convert. and capitalize on opportunities.
All right, Jackson.
I think the Saints should be able to win tomorrow. They've never lost in Drew Brees and Sean Payton era home playoff game. And the Eagles secondary is so beat up that if Drew Brees can't decimate that, that'd be embarrassing. I mean, it's horrible. So I think honestly, it would be the most embarrassing loss of the postseason if the Saints lost this.
Will it be embarrassing? Because people know the Eagles are riding on a hot streak. With
the Eagles, though, had the worst record out of any team that qualified for the postseason, and you have the best record out of anyone that qualified for the postseason. So, and you're at home, and you already beat them 48-7 this year. Yes, it was a different team at this time, but I'm just saying, man, like if you lose this, that will hurt Drew Brees' legacy a lot. So
okay,
I'm gonna
the Eagles did beat the number 2 seed in the NFC. They beat the number 3 seed in the AFC. I'm just saying this team shows that they can.
Who's the number 2? Oh yeah, they beat the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not in the playoffs. I'm just saying they can, and you're right. But that dome is different. That's a different home field. LA is not really a big home field. And the 3rd seed Texans had so many problems. It was unbelievable. So I think it ends tomorrow because let's be real, it should have ended last week. They got extremely lucky that Parkey missed. So I'm going to take the Saints. I do think Foles keeps them in it. 31-23 Saints.
That's kind of what I go with. I'm going with Saints too. But I have – did you say 38 or 31?
31.
Okay. I have Saints winning this one. I have 31, but 24. 31-24. Saints. I just think Drew Brees will show why he's dominant in the Superdome, in the dome, not the Superdome, but in the playoffs. But I think Saints win this one easily. But talking about,
I got a question real quick.
All right,
for both of you. If the Saints lose tomorrow, how bad does that hurt Drew Brees' legacy?
Not that much.
I don't think.
You don't think so?
I don't think it hurts as much as you think it would hurt him.
Well, here's my thing. It's his quote unquote best season he's ever had, according to some people.
But he's not even winning MVP.
He would win MVP most years with this type of season. But regardless of all that, I mean, to me, one ring is just, I don't know. Like, yes, it's great, but we don't ever say we'll never consider one of the greatest of all time because he had one ring. And it's wrong that we do that, but that's just the way it is.
All right, Sam. Mm-hmm. You already said.
Yeah, and I see what you guys are saying. Like, Brees has proved to us a lot of things already. He's done countless things.
Okay, Jackson, do you know who doesn't have a ring?
Who?
Jim Kelly, Warren Moon, Tony Gonzalez, Barry Sanders.
Do we consider them one of the greatest of all time?
Barry Sanders? I think so. Eric Dickerson.
Barry Sanders, but do we consider – I mean, a lot of people say Emmitt Smith's the greatest running back of all time.
Randy Moss has won.
No, he doesn't.
He hasn't?
Nope, never won one. And this is the thing. Super Bowl rings should not, well, I'll say, be viewed as a player accomplishment. It is so hard to win a ring. You could be the greatest player of all time and not win a ring because the rest of your team just makes dumb mistakes. And it's stupid. Like, obviously, Drew Brees is good enough to win more than one ring. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is good enough to win more than one ring. But the teams around them aren't. But when we look back 20 years from now, people are going to say they only had one ring, like they do Marino, and they say he didn't have a ring because the teams around them are garbage.
Yeah. All right. I don't think it hurts Drew Brees' legacy that much, but Drew Brees, he has a pretty good coach that I think is going to stay there as long as he wants with Sean Payton. But some coaches did get fired. We're going to talk about all the new coaches and tell me if you like it or if you don't like it, okay?
All right.
All right. We're going to start off with the Browns. Freddie Kitchens. Jackson, do you like this move or do you not like the move?
I know I'm going to have to pick a side here, but to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of in the middle here, but I would don't like the move.
Okay.
Here's a guy that's
before you answer, if you don't like the move, then what Jackson's about to do, please pick a different coach. And it can be somebody that has already been signed as a new head coach.
So Can I go?
Yeah.
All right. The reason I don't like it is because he's never even been hired as an offensive coordinator. And to just hire him as a head coach is kind of, in my opinion, really aggressive. And my thing I've always said is if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it wasn't. Greg Williams did a really good job. And I listen, Freddie Kitchens deserves a lot of credit though. And it might work out because he was the one calling the plays all along whenever they fired Todd Haley as offensive coordinator. So that's why I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm going to side more on I don't like it than I do like it.
Sam?
Oh, I totally agree with Jackson. I'm just going to keep it brief. I don't like it. And like he said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. With the current pace of Greg Williams, they'd be a playoff team and most likely win their division. So, I mean, I think it was a terrible move to let Greg Williams go. So, yeah, I don't like the move. They should have kept Greg Williams as their head coach.
Yeah, one, I don't like it either, but two, they also released him. He's not the defensive coordinator. He's gone. That was a terrible move.
Yeah, that was interesting.
There had to be something. There was definitely something that went down that we don't know about. But
probably
the Jets the Jets did hire Greg Williams, are going to hire Greg Williams as their head coach. I mean, defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Do you think Greg Williams deserves to be a head coach, or do you think what has happened in the past has made him makes him not able to be a head coach?
No, I think he's available to be a head coach. I mean, we had this question earlier. I said, do you think that'll have any impact? And both of you said no.
Yes.
And so, but no, it wasn't just that. We can still elaborate a little more on it. I think he deserves one, but I don't think there was a spot for him, to be honest. I don't think, if it wasn't Cleveland, I don't think he was going to be a head coach. I don't think he wanted to be a head coach somewhere else.
All right. Next is Packers. Jackson, definitely going to get your intake. We kind of already talked about this, but Matt LaFleur, is that how you pronounce it?
Matt LaFleur,
whatever. Jackson, do you like this move?
I'm going to side on the side of yes, but I'm not, obviously solely convinced yet. Here's my thing. The league is heading in a direction where you want a younger offensive-minded coach. Sean McVay kind of led that way. And they had a really old coach who was calling really basic old plays, and so they wanted to go a new direction. They wanted a guy that had worked with offense and worked with the quarterback because they want a good connection between their head coach and their quarterback. And I think that they do have that. Now, what concerns me is he wasn't a very good offensive coordinator last year. The Titans weren't very good offensively. But then again, Mariota was hurt a lot, and Blaine Gabbert isn't good enough really to do a lot of good things like Aaron Rodgers is. So my final thing on it is I look at his entirety of his coaching career, and he was with Matt Ryan when Matt Ryan won MVP. He was with Sean McVay when the Rams had their breakout year. And I think that it was a good hire. And if it doesn't work out, I'm happy they at least took a chance.
All right, Sam?
Okay, I'm going to start on the side of I don't like this because, frankly, I mean, I understand signing offensive coordinators, but at least sign someone that has a good offense. And I feel like that he has a piece. He has the pieces to have a great offense. As Marcus Mariota, a two-way quarterback, can pass, can run. He has a great power back in Derrick Henry. And he has a versatile Deion Lewis out of the backfield. He has a respectable Corey Davis. I mean, overall, his offense isn't bad. But if you're a great offensive coordinator, you'll push them into the top 10, or you make them look good. And frankly, in my opinion, the Titans' offense wasn't really stunning or wasn't really impressive. So I don't think the Packers really should have made that move. I think they could have signed. I would have probably signed Zach Taylor from the Rams QB coach, who's basically brought Goff up, and he's basically an offensive-minded coach. I believe he's a better offensive-minded coach than LaFleur is.
See, the thing is, I like it, but Jackson, what's the point you brought up? You don't like how? Oh wait, shoot, that was with Freddie Kitchens. Something I do want to talk about. You don't like how Freddie Kitchens was really hired as an offensive coordinator.
He wasn't, though. What I said is he was never hired as an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
He was promoted.
And you think he doesn't deserve that since you like?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's kind of odd to hire a guy who wasn't even an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator to a
All
head
right.
coaching job.
All right. So how do you feel about like? Okay, you know what? We can get to those coaches later.
I
But
do have something I want to bring up though.
all right.
Just a little thing. You know how a lot of the guys, there's a couple of coaches that were really
Gurley
young.
just scored a touchdown. Rams are going to go up 20-7 on the Cowboys.
Ooh. Well, yeah, this kind of goes along with my point, but Cliff, like Cliff Kingsbury, I think I say his name.
Yeah.
All these young offensive minds that got hired, kind of like modeling after Sean McVay. Which it doesn't look like he will, but if he goes one and done, do those teams start to kind of look at it and regret it and say, man, he's 0-2 in the playoffs? Like, man, we might be going the wrong way. Do you think that happens?
With people like Sean McVay, like he's a
Well,
wrong
yeah,
coach.
like a Matt LaFleur or a Cliff Kingsbury.
No, because if your team, one of those coaches can make that team go to the playoffs, then no. After how they are.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just saying I've heard this point.
All right. Next, we got Jets and Adam Gase. How you pronounce that name? Okay.
Yep.
To be honest, I love the move.
Oh yeah.
I really do. Like, he was not given a chance in Miami, and the only year he was given a chance, he actually made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was a terrible move on Miami. So, if you say this is a bad move, then I really just don't know what's wrong with you, because you have to look at it at what he had in Miami.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I agree with you. It's a good move, and I really like what he did down there in Miami, because he even made Brock Osweiler look good at times this year, which is a miracle. Peyton Manning adores that dude. Whenever he was in Denver, Peyton loved him. So that obviously is helpful. The thing I saw from Dolphins fans is they said he wasn't a very good leader and a very good locker room coach, which I can, like, that's important. Like, yes, he can coach, but I agree with you, Josh. The 1 year he was given a fair chance and had Ryan Tannehill, he made the playoffs. The other 2 years, Tannehill was hurt and
It was off
the
and
talent.
on again.
And how are you going to trade him when you traded your best offensive player, Jarvis Landry, in the offseason? Like, yeah, your offense is going to get worse. Like, you traded the best player you had.
And what did they get out of that trade?
They got like a pick or something.
Yeah, like a third or fourth pick.
It's like embarrassing how bad that front office is.
Do you think Adam had any to say in that trade?
What do you mean?
I think
Adam would have stayed if they let him.
Okay. Sam, do you like this move?
All right, I'm gonna kind of take a different route than you. You guys, I mean, I think it's a solid move. I don't think it was a bad move, but I think there's better options out there. Like, it's not like there's this offensive coordinator that's available that currently has the best QB in the NFL or anything. Oh wait, Eric Bieniemy is available, and he's sure making Patrick Mahomes looking good. Andy Reid has an excellent coaching tree, as Doug Peterson. I mean, basically all good NFL coaches, it seems like, came from Andy Reid's coaching tree. And so it's like, well, you have a guy that is right there with the best QB in the NFL currently. And Andy Reid's track record showing that this guy will be great. And so, and you have to keep in mind, Eric Bieniemy is working with a guy that's young and that is trying to establish himself in the game, like Patrick Mahomes. And Sam Darnold is doing the exact same. I think it was a solid move that they signed Adam Gase, but I think there's a better move. So I'm going to go against this one. But again,
no.
I'm saying no. I say you go after Eric Bieniemy, because he's kind of in the same boat. He's working with a young QB, and Andy Reid's coaching tree is just amazing. So I say they should have signed Bieniemy instead of Adam Gase.
I think, though,
I don't think the Dolphins fans want. I mean, the Jets fans wanted Bieniemy.
Well, here's the thing.
That's why they're so bad.
They could have taken Bieniemy, who's been a coordinator for 1 year, or taken Gase, who's been a coordinator for a long time and a head coach for 3 years.
All right, go on, but I would definitely have something to say.
Like I'm saying, like Gase has a lot of experience versus Bieniemy has 1 year. And like Gase made Cutler look good in Chicago. Like that's impressive.
Okay, you say that, but Matt Nagy only had 1 year in KC.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Did Doug Peterson have 1 year in KC?
I'm not completely sure.
I'm not either.
I think he had 2.
Okay, he had 2 years, and he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying, but I'm
Some
also
teams,
just saying.
Dude,
some
Adam
teams.
Gase was clinging to Ryan Tannehill. We got to keep this guy. We got to keep this guy. And actually, it was Adam Gase that led to Miami Dolphins sucking because he just wouldn't move on from Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, but they don't have anybody else to move to.
Well, to be fair, they couldn't have moved on. Like
Yeah.
I mean, they could have, but they always pick like 15th, 16th in the draft, and there really wasn't any good quarterbacks there.
They either got to tank or try.
And I mean, to be fair, Tannehill's had some times where he's looked really, really good.
I mean, he's also
But
had times where he looked really.
he's just
really
never
bad.
he's just never put it all together. And Gase took the risk of buying into that guy, and it failed.
Let's see what he can do with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Broncos, Vic Fangio, is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Fangio. Jackson, do you like this move? I really don't know much about him, so.
To be honest, I'm gonna say no, because he's a great defensive coordinator, and everywhere he goes, the defense gets better. But Denver's defense isn't the problem; it's the offense that's the problem. And so I don't really know how much he's gonna help. They need a good offensive coordinator because now apparently Gary Kubiak's not gonna be their offensive coordinator.
No, he is not.
So I saw that. So they're going to need a really good one because, I mean, first of all, Keenum's not that good. Let's just keep it real. Keenum is a product of the Minnesota system, and he had a really good year. But he's not that good. So, I mean, Denver needs an offensive they need a quarterback. So this hire wasn't for 1 year. This was for the next 4 or 5. So we'll see how it plays out. But as of right now, I'm going to say no.
All right. Sam?
I honestly, I mean, the guy's a great defensive coach, and whenever Denver had a great defensive presence, they were Super Bowl contenders. So I do like this move. I think is the right move, and I think it will bear fruits for the Broncos. I think this year, and I mean also Vance Joseph was pretty dumb at times. Let's be real. And I think, I think he's going to be more wise than Vance Joseph was. And overall, I think he'll just bring the Broncos back to their good defensive days.
All right. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I kind of don't. I don't know if he's okay, so the Chiefs, they have a great offense, and that's what makes them good. So you hire a really good offensive coach. I don't know if we knew Eric Bieniemy was going to be this great, but he is. The Broncos have a great defense, so why not just make their defense a lot better with this head coach and just know that their defense will be carrying the most weight for this team? That's all I'm saying. I really don't know who they could hire because right now the Broncos, no one's seen this type of Broncos team in for a long time. It is definitely interesting. Next up, we got the Dolphins, who have not yet decided. But, Jackson, going back to your to your statement, they are looking at Patriots linebacker coach. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's Brian Flores.
How do you feel about that? Are you gonna disagree with your own statement?
Well, I'm just trying to think because it's technically not official, but they're probably going to once the Patriots are eliminated, which will be next Sunday at Arrowhead. But I don't honestly know. I don't know much about the guy. New England has
Nobody does.
He has New England consistently has like a top 10 scoring defense, so he can't be horrible. But like Patricia had a really bad year, so I don't know. And I really I didn't really want to bring this up, but I feel like it's kind of a question. I saw Stephen A. Smith ranting about how the African American coaches weren't getting jobs like the white coaches, the Caucasian coaches were, and I don't know, but the Rooney Rule or something. I feel like they may have just done this. I don't know, but I see. Here's my thing. I don't see it like people have called it. They're oh, they're not giving African American coaches a fair. Every African American coach that got fired deserved to be fired this year. I think we can all agree that Todd Bowles needed to go. Steve Wilkes, even though it was his first year, you could argue he should have gotten a second year, but 3-13 is 3-13. Vance Joseph, Marvin Lewis, Hugh Jackson, they all deserve.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. because I think it's a little interesting. Because like when I saw the other guys getting hired, Stephen A. Smith was like, "Oh, they're not hiring any African Americans." So I don't know.
Sam, do you like the linebacker coach?
I do. I think he's really strengthened the under the Dallas linebacker core. I mean, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm gonna say Vander. That guy's been an absolute beast, and I think I believe they actually promoted him to. Oh, is this the Patriots or the Cowboys?
This is the Patriots linebacker.
This is the Patriots.
The Patriots. Okay. Because the Cowboys, he was floating around, and they promoted him to the defensive coordinator. So, anyways, the Patriots guy, I mean, he's been pretty solid, but he doesn't have too big of a track record. Like, if he left this team, this defense started declining, this defense started rising, stuff like that. But he doesn't have really analytics to we can look at and compare. But I mean, the Dolphins, honestly, right now they're just kind of looking at the scraps that are left over, and it appears that Eric Bieniemy is off the market and he's staying for the Chiefs. From reports I've read.
That's official.
So, yeah. And so it's like, well, you kind of have to pick from the leftovers. So, honestly, I don't think you can really go wrong picking one of these guys. They're all kind of risk.
Yeah.
I really just don't know much about him. So, like, it's just hard to really say anything. Because, like, I'm going to go with Jackson here. I don't really know what he can do. He doesn't have play calling experience. It's definitely gonna be interesting. But on Tuesday's show, I did break some news with this one. Bruce Arians and the Buccaneers. Jackson, do you like this move?
No. Listen, I think Bruce Arians is an overrated coach. He's old, really old, and the way this league is going, you don't want an old coach. You want a younger guy. If you're gonna start with a coach, you don't want an older one. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend he was perfect in Arizona. He went 8-8 in his final year. It wasn't the greatest of situations, but here's the thing: I just really don't know, and I think he might get caught the way that Adam Gase got caught, because he said he's gonna build a team and try and win a Super Bowl with Jameis Winston, and I don't know if that Jameis has what it takes. Same as like Adam Gase wanted to build one around Tannehill.
All right, Sam.
I actually do like the signing. I think Jackson brought up an interesting point. I do not like that he's trying to build around Jameis Winston, because it's like trying to build around Joe Flacco or Andy Dalton. It's just not ideal situation, and especially not something you should say when you first get with a team, saying I'm going to build around a mediocre quarterback. But at the same time, again, I think really you don't need to sign Zach Taylor because you have a mediocre quarterback, and I don't think they'll put him over the cusp. But Bruce Arians has had a proven track record. You can see what he's done with teams. And he brought, the Cardinals, who I don't think were really that amazing. We had Carson Palmer, who's mediocre. They did have Larry Fitz. They were a solid team, a cusp of a playoff team. But I don't think Bruce Arians hurts your team. That's the thing. There's lots of head coaches can hurt their teams at times, like Vance Joseph, Marvin Lewis, Andy Reid at times. I don't think Bruce Arians hurts the team, so I think it was a good move by the Buccaneers.
All right. I don't know. Okay, all I'm saying is Bruce Arians said he wanted to go to Cleveland. That's the only team he would coach at. I'm happy because now I don't have to watch and listen to him commentate. So sure, I'm happy. I don't see the Bucs doing anything. Bengals are going, or maybe signing with the Rams quarterback coach. I don't know his name right off the top of my head.
I think it's Zach Taylor.
Zach something. But anyway, Sam, do you like this move? If they go with them.
I don't really understand their logic, but if like you're like the cousin, or like if you're like second cousin of Sean McVay, it's like everyone's gonna want to hire you. If he's like ever touched Sean McVay, you're immediately considered to be a head coach. So frankly, it's kind of insane because, if you're just somehow connected to Sean McVay, people want you to head coach their team. So I don't know if that's good or not because I mean we haven't really seen his coaching tree yet. But I mean Sean McVay has proven to be like an amazing offensive coordinator, amazing head coach. So I can't diss the guy because I think Sean McVay could have just as successful coaching tree as Andy Reid could. So I say go for it, sign the guy. I mean, what? I mean, who else is out there that you could sign? I think Eric Bieniemy would be a good move, but they made it clear that they're most likely going to go with Zach Taylor.
All right, I like the move. See what this coach can do with a quarterback like Andy Dalton. See, it's gonna be an interesting team, you can say. But next, I really want to talk about this. Oh boy! Before we go in depth, Greg Zuerlein is going for a 63-yard field goal.
Whoa.
I bet he misses.
He had the distance, but he was just to the right.
Knew it.
He had the distance. But going back to this, Cardinals with Cliff Kingsbury. Jackson, yay or nay?
Yeah, I like it. Listen, Patrick Mahomes just got a guy a job. Let's be real. The guy got fired from Tech, but you worked with Pat Mahomes, so we need you to come save our quarterback. Although he might be taking Kyler Murray number 1. We'll have to see.
He's not. They already denied the rumors.
Hey, you know, it could. They might say that on the outside. Who knows?
All right, Sam.
All right, like I previously mentioned with McVay, basically anyone that is even close to Patrick Mahomes now is being considered to be coaching. I mean, so it's like you kind of question whether it's more Mahomes, but in college it's usually more the coach. And again, I think the guy's proven to be a solid head coach, and I think he brought out the best of Mahomes, and he's kind of good with working with young QBs because that's what he does in college. So I think it's a pretty nice move, but I don't watch college football that much, to be honest, and so I can't really go into depth whether he's a good coach or not, but it seems like a nice move, and Patrick Mahomes turned out to be pretty nice in my opinion, so I like it.
All right. I like the move a lot. I really do. He's got a young quarterback with Josh Rosen, and he made Patrick Mahomes where he's at partially, where he's at right now. And I think this was a great move by the Cardinals. It was weird. Out of nowhere, a lot of teams just wanted him. But what was weird to me is he gets fired from head coaching at a college team. Then he's an offensive coordinator for USC, and now teams want him as a head coach. It was an interesting 2 or 3 months for him. You can say that at least. But I really do like the move. It should be a fun Cardinals team to watch. But I just don't see Josh Rosen being a mobile quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, and that's why I think Kyler Murray should be taken. But I don't think he will. Let's get in some questions asked by you, the fans. Make sure to ask us some questions in the chat. But number one coming in from Boss Lane, he says, "How do you think the Chiefs will do against either the Chargers or Pats next week?" We kind of already talked about that. So if you guys are replaying this, just go back in the stream unless you guys have anything else to say.
No.
No. I think we can hold our own basically.
All right. The next question coming in from Chiefs Trolling. He says, "Should the Chiefs draft a running back or stick with Damon Williams?" Sam, we're going to start with you.
I want to say stick with the Williamses because I think we need going forward next year. I think we need to get Daryl more involved. But I don't think we need a draft running back. I literally think with all of our draft picks, with the exception of one, I'll be okay if we draft a lineman with one pick. But every single one of our draft picks needs to be on defense, except one with the exception of pick on the offensive line. But if we don't do that, I'll be extremely frustrated because all we have to do is pick defense. Currently, we need more defense than we do a run game. I think our run game is just fine currently. So I think stick with Williams, Damian, and Daryl going forward.
Jackson?
Sorry.
What? You cut out.
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said you couldn't hear the question.
Oh, no. Were you asking about the running backs still?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you could do both. I think you could keep Damian Williams and draft a running back. I don't see why you couldn't do both. Maybe not first round, but second, third, fourth, somewhere
Yeah.
in there.
I don't. Oh, sorry. Go on.
It's proven that you don't have to take a running back in the first round to get a good one. Like that's a position that you can find in all 7 rounds.
Yeah, but I don't know if he has declared for the draft or if he's gonna stay. But Benny Snell Jr. of Kentucky is someone I'm really interested at for running back. But second, third round, like Jackson said, that's even if when he comes in the draft. But I like our running backs as of right now. Like Sam says, I really want just all defense. But the next question coming in from Doctor Strange. Don't know if this is the dude from the Marvel movie, but it's whatever. So will the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl? Well, if the Chiefs win next week, and I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will go to the Super Bowl.
I really just don't.
I really do think they will. I really think they will.
All right, Sam.
Yeah, I am. Oh man, I just keep your. I'm gonna tell you, everyone listen. Don't expect them to make the Super Bowl because this Chiefs team. I mean, I may be wrong, but I think they've let down people in the past. So keep your hopes down. But I think we need to possibly be considering that this Chiefs team may actually make the Super Bowl. But again, think the worst because I don't want to get your hopes up. But I think it could happen. I really do.
I'm fine with one playoff win. I mean, we know that Patrick Mahomes is a different quarterback and can win a playoff game in Kansas City. So no matter what happens next week, I'm very proud of this season and where it's gone. I don't know if you guys can say the same or if you really need to see us make the Super Bowl. But
I agree.
I think whatever happens from here on out is just golden for the Chiefs. Like they showed us that Patrick Mahomes is the real deal with playoffs and everything. So I hope they do, but I don't know if they will. Yeah, I'm gonna say they do.
Listen, today was such a huge day. Not only because we won a playoff game, but to get that monkey off your back of not winning one at home for 25 years, losing 4 in a row to Indy in the playoffs. Coming into the game, Indy had as many playoff wins at Arrowhead as we did historically. So I just think it's such a big day. And yeah, if we lose next week, it's going to be heartbreaking because how many times you're going to get the AFC title. But at least we can say we achieved something this year that hadn't been done in a long time.
We're going to be standing with 3 other teams. 28 other teams are going to be watching us.
Right. We're in the Final Four, which
it's incredible.
It's the best you could ask for. Like coming into this season, not a lot of people, including myself, thought we would be here.
I wanted to make the playoffs. That's all I wanted.
I thought, looking at the schedule, that we were gonna start off really slow because it looked tough at the Chargers week 1 at Pittsburgh week 2.
It was a tough schedule. It didn't look tough. It was a tough schedule.
It was just these guys played so well all year. Mahomes played amazing, and I'm just really proud of him, and I'm really happy because finally we beat the Colts in the playoffs, and we finally won a home playoff game. And if we lose next week, it'll suck. But no one can say anymore that we can't win a home playoff game because we finally did it.
I won't have as bad of a feeling as I would today if we lost.
If we lost today, man, next year wouldn't even be exciting because you'd be like, oh, we'll just lose at home again no matter what happens.
Yeah, just letting you guys know if we lost today, there wasn't gonna be a show.
I wasn't gonna come on.
I don't think, like we all said on Tuesday, I don't think it would be a good idea to have Jackson on. But
I would have been so upset.
But question number 4, you can say next question is coming from Benza, if that's how you pronounce his name. He says, if the Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl, who do you want them to play against? I mean, I want them to play against the Eagles, but I mean, is it gonna happen? No. It's probably gonna be. I really want them to play against the Rams.
Oh man,
that would be so much fun.
The NFC side is so much better than the AFC side if you think about it.
But the thing is, we can match up against any NFC team.
If I had to pick which one I wanted to, man, this is actually a tough decision.
And be realistic. Do not say the Eagles.
Well, how's it not being realistic? They're 2 wins away from the Super Bowl.
You can say the Eagles, but then say your second team.
Well, I'm not even going to say the Eagles because I don't want to face Nick Foles. That dude's a different beast in the playoffs. If I had to pick, I would want to play the Cowboys because I think Dak's the worst quarterback left.
All right. Sam, who do you want to play in the Super Bowl?
This is kind of hard to. All the teams. I'm gonna be realistic. I don't see. I'm gonna go with my picks. And I did see the Cowboys would win this game. Doesn't seem like it. So the NFC Championship most likely will be Rams versus Saints. So I'm gonna pick it based off those 2 teams. And I honestly, it's extremely difficult for me to pick this. I feel like we should have beat the Rams. And I feel like if we played them again, we'd beat them. At the same time, the Saints. I mean, it's played in Atlanta. Everyone in Atlanta hates the Saints. I feel like we'd have more of an advantage there. And Saints obviously don't have home field advantage, so they're more beatable. But let's be real. I think we have a good chance of beating the Rams. I don't know if we have over 50% chance, but I think we have a decent chance. And I think you have a decent chance of playing the Saints. So to be honest, I don't care who we play. But it's going to be either Saints or Rams, in my opinion, obviously. So I don't mind. Throw whatever you can at us. I think you can hang with them.
All right. All right. Next question is who's winning, Cowboys or Rams? Cowboys. I mean the Rams. The Rams. That's coming from Landon.
I think we all picked the Rams.
Yeah.
No, I actually picked the Cowboys.
All right. Well, take that.
Oh
back.
Man.
It's a rough day.
I could have seen it happening.
Sam wasn't even here. Me and Jackson picked the Rams.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sam didn't pick.
Yeah, I told my brother that the Cowboys would win. So yeah, I ain't going back on my word.
Yeah, I was about to say you could have just lied.
Yeah, you definitely could have lied.
No one would have known, but yeah. And listen, I said if there was going to be an upset this week, it would be Dallas because their defensive line is just nasty, man. It's so good. Their defense can force turnovers, but Dallas has to win a specific way. They have to have the lead and they have to feed Zeke. If they fall behind, everything's ruined.
Yeah, they're falling behind. They fell behind.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, they ain't going to win.
All right. Well, someone just cracked open a cold one, but I think this is going to end our podcast. Chiefs did win. Next episode's Tuesday. Someone's definitely drinking a cold one. But we're going to come back Tuesday. It's going to be a good episode. Saturday will be a good episode. That's when we make our game picks since everything's on Sunday. But other than that, peace out. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below who you want on the show, and any other questions. Other than that, you guys got anything to say?
Share this with your friends. Help us grow, and we're going to keep on getting bigger and bigger and just kind of spread this around. Then thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, we might be doing something special for 100 subs, guys, so.
Also, the cold one was the official soft drink of the NFL, Pepsi.
Ice. Peace out.